Speak to independent security analyst Dr. Mxolisi Mathebula. Doc, good evening to you and thank you so much for your time. Quite the day once again. Adv Johnson facing serious questions as head of IDEC. Perhaps we start with that very subpoena, which raises some serious questions, because when you look at line number 6, it speaks explicitly about members of the PKTT looking to the appointments, the promotions, etc. But then she seemingly, wants to paint a picture of somebody who doesn't remember, what she would have been briefed for her to even go as far as authorizing that particular subpoena. Do you, when you listen to some of the questions there, do you get a sense that even the question that came up that there could have been at that hand, can that particular argument, have standing right now, given some of what she's had to say?
Good evening, Bongi, and good evening to the viewers. I've always maintained that the commissioners are so competent, they know how to squeeze milk out of a stone. Indeed, I look at that paragraph 6 and I ask myself, what is the mandate of IDEC? Looking at the years that she spent at IDEC, she did not have to page through the section to read the mandate. She was supposed to just know the mandate from the top of her head. But she's still struggling to understand her very own mandate, because understanding the mandate would have made it easier for her to understand her jurisdiction and the boundaries that she's not supposed to cross. But it looks like IDEC holistically has been operating on autopilot since it was established. I'm saying this because we've seen how they operate. The issue of summons, even the very same summon we're talking about, it was given to her. I don't know whether she was simply happy or she just signed knowingly or deliberately. She knew what she was signing. Because when she was asked, how did you sign this summon, having read paragraph 6, she did not want to come out clearly, but we could tell that she knew what she was doing, because from the onset, they were after the head of General Kumalo and others. So
also, another, red flag is that she doesn't seem to understand that as the head, the buck stops with you. And when you've signed off on something, it means you understand the contents thereof and you were satisfied with what you were told. Because when she's asked to explain why this paragraph 6 is there and you cannot explain to us why would it be there, why did you sign off on it if you're not sure what you were signing, she seems to say, go to the senior investigators, they will be able to clarify. But that's not how it works, is it?
It's not how it works. As a leader of an institution, the buck stops with quite clear. That is very clear. But it was very surprising when she said they must go and ask. Actually, she was referring to Perumal, but Perumal is not a subordinate. He is the one that signed. Her signature has got so much power. Whatever she signs, people ended up in prison. The likes of General Kumalo ended up arrested because of her signature. It is so powerful. And there's no way that you can just shift the goalpost to subordinates. That's not how, leaders or people who are in charge of institutions should behave. That shows us that we had a lot of problems since the inception of IDEC. I am of the view that they must sit down, NPA must sit down and maybe try to review every case that has been investigated by IDEC since its inception, because I foresee that the application of the law and understanding of the law has been a problem in IDEC, but I think it was done deliberately in some instances.
And speaking about what you're saying could have been deliberate, the choice of cases, the fact that there seemingly is there no understanding of a mandate here, signals to a bigger crisis. And I suppose the big question then is, were they playing factional battles and politics within the SAPS, because we now know what has been going on within that particular organization?
At some point, I was of the view that IDEC wanted to play a role of an oversight body over SAPS, because you could see an IP as well, because there's some time where she testified that there are other cases that were taken from IP to the SAPS, but when they asked what type of cases were those, we didn't get the answer as well. So IDEC has been misusing its authority and powers, especially the head of IDEC, because if I say IDEC holistically, I don't know the others, but the head of IDEC misused her powers since the inception of IDEC because she didn't understand her role, or perhaps she understood her role, but she wanted to just prove a point that she just got the power to do whatever they want. I think moving forward, they need to look at IDEC in its current form and try and look at how best can they make it work, because in its current form, Bongiwe, it cannot work for South Africa.
So quickly then, on that particular note, what is at risk if an organization like this one is actually not, reimagined and its mandate actually not put in place in the manner in which it's supposed to be?
Let's look at the issue of General Mathebula. A question was asked, what crime did he commit? Because it's only contravention of Section 38, according to them, and they started to add other things which do not conform to their mandate, as stated in Section 7, subsection 1, capital A and A. It doesn't conform to that, but that shows you that there has to be something has to be done as a matter of urgency, so that this institution can be trusted by all of us. Otherwise, people are going to lose their job because they applied the wrong statutes, they apply the wrong law. Others are going to end up in prison just because of their understanding of their role and mandate and the application of the law.
Sure. Quite a lot of focus on this particular institution and its work and what it's supposed to be doing. But I appreciate your time as always. Thank you for speaking to us, independent security analyst Dr. Mxolisi Mathebula.